Hello and welcome back. I am your host of the Moon Logic podcast, Katie Romagnolo, and today we're going to do a little something different. I absolutely love it when I get listener requests, and there has been a lot of people getting in touch lately about my readings. So, if you are someone that is in the Kingston, Ontario area, you might be familiar with the Enchanted Forest. This is a space where I gather together with individuals in the area every single month and we do our full moon circle. Now, circle a lot of the times includes card readings, and it is something that has just been an incredible way to connect with others, to receive intuitive messages and guidance in order to figure out what's going on in life, where are transition points, what's happening, especially through sometimes challenging times. So, an interesting thing has been happening lately as I am in full swing of about to release the Moon Logic deck, which is actually what we're going to do pick a card with today instead of our questions and answers. And if you're tuning in with me live, thank you so much for being here. And we're going to do this along together. So I love doing live readings because this is where you get a chance to really tap into the energy here consistently as you're tuning in live as well. Now, not to worry if you're catching the replay on this, the energies right now are very strong. So if you are feeling intuitively nudged into hearing a message that is meant for you most today, then this is for you. So you'll notice there on the initial thumbnail screen, if you clicked into this, that I had three cards that I actually pulled ahead of time. Now, the really interesting part to this is those three cards, for whatever reason, have been consistently coming up in individual readings with others. So there's definitely a collective energy that's been running. And what I'm going to do instead of actually doing these readings ahead of time is here with you. I'm going to pull from the deck. I'm going to shuffle. We're going to do a couple of piles of what we have with our three cards. So before we do that, I'm going to guide you into just a centered space, taking a few breaths, and you're really going to tune into what is the message you're meant to hear most. Now, this can be something that you have on your mind, a situation that's been going on, what's on your heart, and just closing your eyes for a moment and taking a deep breath in and releasing that energy out and just allowing yourself to center into your space. And what is the message you need to hear most? So, which pile are you resonating with most today? And maybe you initially saw the screen with a thumbnail at first, or what I'm going to do for also a lot of our listeners that might be catching this on the replay on some of our other channels that are not necessarily visual oriented, I'm going to describe what cards first came through, and then we're going to shuffle and go through your individual decks. If you're catching this on the replay, down below, there are timestamps that you're going to be able to click into, and we'll get that caught up as soon as we're done the live. So first card that really came through today is actually number 22. So this one here is the drummer's daughter. And I've been mentioning recently in small circles that this is actually a really important card in the deck. So again, this is from my Moon Logic deck here. And this particular card is all about seeking. What are you seeking? And we're going to get more heavily into what are the messages that are coming through with the story of your energy with that card. But if you're resonating with 22, you're resonating with any of this imagery today, this is the first card. Secondly, we've got 32. Now we've got Vortex. This is an interesting one as well. A lot of energy is already coming through on this. So just noticing what you're gravitating towards. It might be the imagery, it might be the numbers, it might be 1, 2, or 3. That was pile number 2. Now going into third card that was pulled is 21. So we've got deep sea resonance here. Again, these three really, for whatever reason, collective energies coming through strong in the last number of weeks on individual readings as well. They flew out of the deck today. So choosing your numbers, choosing your card piles, and we're going to go ahead and get right into it today. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle on camera here with the deck. This deck has been cleared ahead of time. If you're not familiar with what clearing means, that just sort of is a sense of clearing out any of the energies from any readings I've done in the past with them and getting us onto clear love, light, and truth. And this is a navigation deck. So it is all about tuning into what is your own guidance on what you are receiving. So it's never about somebody else telling you what to do or something else directing your life. I truly, truly believe that you have the power and free will to influence and change and shift your own life in any capacity, whether that's in a good sense or out of something that might be challenging. So the messages you might get today are more about confirming what you already know. If they feel resonant, then those are the messages that you already know in your heart to be true, and you apply them as it makes sense for you in your own individual situation. So take what resonates, leave the rest. We are going into the story of your energy. And the way that I do this is we're going to do sort of rapid fire. Interesting, because I thought one actually already fell out. We're going to do rapid fire for each particular deck. So we've got, or pile rather. So we've got them shuffled here. This is going to be for that card number 22, the first imagery there, the drummer's daughter. And what is the story of your energy today? If this is your pile, what is the message you need to hear most? I'm going to pick 6. It feels like 6 cards. Okay. So we're going to start with pile number 1 here. And I feel like we've got actually a duality of messages that are going on. 2 parts of self. You may feel already like you are moving into an era of your life or coming out of an area that feels like you've been riding the wave of both sides. Maybe you feel like you want to do something, but part of you also feels another way. So I'm going to actually read from both sides here. You'll see what I mean in a minute, but this is actually highly unusual, feeling very much so a sense of multiple parts. So the message that's coming in most strong for you here is okay, moon magic, which is absolutely fantastic because we're all about the moon magic here in teaching others how to use moon phases to navigate life and business. So the moon magic card is actually your moment right before your breakthrough. So this is the moment in time where everything might feel either really still, really dark, or just sort of the calm before the storm. And this is because you're about to break through something really significant in your life. This is card number 3. So high sense of protection to and whatever it is that you're moving into, you are likely closing out a major cycle in your life that's actually leading to lights out. So lights out is all about what are the things that you haven't been able to see yet that are all around you? Where have you been laser focused into one particular path, one particular thing or situation or person or place? And really you're not seeing everything else that's meant for you around you. So lights out is all about, imagine that you're holding this candle and you're about to blow out the flame. And when you do, all of a sudden everything that you needed to see that's around you in the dark is illuminated. This is a really positive card because it is all about leading you into your higher purpose. So you're about to head through a breakthrough that's leading into a sense of your higher purpose here. Your next energy that is really in line with the story that's being woven for you today is being cracked open. So the answers are coming. So if you resonated with the drummer's daughter card, number 22, really stable energy, this is all about the answers coming for what it is that you have been pondering. You're entering into a creation stage. You're almost at the end of whatever the cycle has been. Again, very stable energy that's coming through with that. Where that's leading to is, okay, expanded existence for who you are. Time travel is my thing. So I absolutely believe that at some point in time, we're going to figure out that there is time travel in one sense or another. And I have a feeling that we are going to actually experience this in a very different way than we thought it would be. So the time travel card here is all about you actually stepping into that portal of creation where you get to expand the existence of who you are. This is card number 14, which is reducing down to 5. 5 is all about the change. This is rapid change wanting to come into your life, but it's a choice for you to make. So as you move into this phase of creation where things are possibly being highlighted, answers you didn't know were actually there, just waiting in the background. In terms of divine timing coming through for you, you're about to step into a portal of change. And we've got 2 more that are coming through here. And I want to start with the back one here, because remember I said that we had a lot of duality that's going on. So the other part of you that maybe feels like you're not yet experiencing that coming from the back is all about beating the drum of your heart, your own drum. So this is the water drum. This is less about what are the actions and words you need to communicate or do. And it's more about leaning into resonance, leaning into how you feel. Where is it that you are being guided to listen to the beat of your own heart? And noticing here, we've got 12 of this card, which is reducing into three again, three really stable, protected energy that's coming forward with you as you move into this transition phase. It's all about higher vibration. So noticing where it is that part of you feels like that's not happening, but it's already happened. There's a lot of the time travel is really, really significant for this particular pile because it's all about transitioning over multiple timelines. So I think you're in a shifting point right now where something is really about to change for you. We're going to end on this particular card for you today, the last one here in the energy, the story of the energy that you are being woven into at this time. And what are you calling forward? Okay, so this, okay, you cannot make this up. You cannot make, I just talked about skipping timelines. So we've got stream of consciousness, a new timeline activation. This is card number 11. This is a highly guided card in the sense of you may be seeing 1111, 111. You may be seeing multiple repeating numbers. Know that they are nudging you towards your North Star. So the place that your soul has been guiding you to go. This is a new stream of consciousness for you, a new awakening, an activation point where you get to jump onto a new timeline. But when you think jump, it's less of a jolt into something new and more of an ease and a flow. So, very positive messages for our first cards here, the first pile. And we're going to jump right into pile number 2 here. Now, I'm actually going to keep those cards out. We've got our pile here, and firmly, definitely believe that the messages that are still left in the remaining cards here, that they either will guide you to listen to multiple of the piles that are here, or you might really just be meant for the remaining cards, something that's coming through for you. So 32 again was our Vortex card here. I'm going to shuffle again with what we have remaining. There's 33 cards in this particular deck. And I think 6 is the number of the day. So we're going to go again with pulling 6 to see what is the story that your energy is telling today and the message that you need to hear most. This is for pile number 2, Vortex. Magnified energy is your starting off point here. So if this is your pile that you chose, we're going to go with 6 cards here. All right. So starting off with where you currently are coming from. Okay, this is a very, very lighthearted and positive messages coming through here already. So follow the feathers. A lot of signs coming for you at this particular time. Notice if you are seeing birds, if you're seeing feathers, if you're noticing sort of things that you maybe wouldn't have noticed before unless you were guided to see them at this point in time. Follow the feathers is your navigation point. So something is about to open up in your life here. And knowing that you're already in this magnetized vortex of energy, this is something that you probably at this very moment know what is coming. It feels maybe big in the sense of energy wise, but it's not tangible yet in your existence. But something is actually shifting for you in your life to allow for more to come in. This is connected into breaking cycles. So this is all about justice coming through. You are a chain breaker in your family dynamic, your friend situation, generationally, in your work setting. There's something going on here that you're actually stepping up in order to break, whether that is in your own life or you're noticing perhaps patterns that are even larger in organizations, in something that you're maybe working in a corporate setting. And you're moving into this era in which once all of that actually breaks open and into, it is going to lead you towards walking through. So we got lots of gateway action today. This is destiny's threshold. So for you, whatever you had inquired on today or whatever was on your heart as you were intending into what is the message you need to hear most, you are at a threshold point. And for you, this is all about, again, activating this new point in time in which you are about to move forward into. The thing before that, though, is all about breaking the pattern, breaking something that has been going on for a very long time. There's a lot of karmic energy that's coming through on both of these cards, noticing that you're moving into destiny's threshold after that karmic release, after that breaking, after and breaking in a very positive sense. It's almost like that cracking open card, but more so leading to justice. It's a balancing out of what initially was meant to occur at a certain point of time that maybe didn't and is coming back around for you now. So we've got the Writer's Chalice. This is the first card in the deck. This is all about new beginnings. This is all about activating your senses. This is all about revitalizing who you are at a core level. So as you walk through that destiny's threshold, you are stepping into a completely new era of self. This feels very much so like genetic coding, again, generational, breaking patterns that may have existed for a very long time. So on the other side of that is your clarity and connection. This is moving you really more into a soul family state. We've got card number 33 here. Again, double numbers might be really coming through for you. If you're noticing a 33, if you're noticing while you're driving on the odometer or on the clock on things coming through that are the double digits, especially 33. This is your nudge to be reminded that you are moving into a state of more clarity and connection, a lot of creation that wants to happen, and a lot of fluidity here within these particular cards really being connected, that new state that is coming through in our card number 1, the new beginnings. Now, where you're ending off here, this feels very inquisitive. I don't know what this card is yet, but I want to see what's coming through is a sense of actually relearning. So let's see what we have. Yeah. So ripples below the tide. So this is all about what has been brewing underneath the surface. This new cycle of change for you is all about completing an old cycle. So we've got card number 9 here, ending of cycles. So when you step into this new era, going through the destinies gateway and into where your writer's chalice energy is, you might be really drawn into writing, into blogging, into writing your book or your story that you've been waiting to do for some time. When you do that, that is the point in time in which everything that has been under the surface that's waiting for you to connect into is going to occur for you in a positive sense and allow for you to close out some of those old cycles that might have been connected into why you haven't been doing certain things. It's that breaking of that energy, that cycle that is no longer serving you, and allowing for that justice to come through so that you can actually move into that state of calm. So what's below the surface might be an interesting question. Inquisitive energy is really what came through on this particular card. So asking yourself that question, what's below the surface? All right, so we're going to move into our third pile here, and this was deep sea resonance. Third pile, this is card number 21 in the deck. I'm going to shuffle what we have for remaining here. And I have a feeling that this particular, so we've got 321. I'm laughing because I'm kind of receiving a lot of messages before I'm even choosing what our decks or our cards will be here, because I feel like this is a really fun group. So if you have chose card number 3, you've got a really fun energy about you, whether you let that out or whether this is your nudge to let out that fun side of you or to connect into more play in your life. There's definitely that resonance here for you. And we're going to go with 6 cards again. Here we go. Okay. Starting off with the story that your energy is telling us today. What is behind the soul resonance, the vibration of who you are? We already got that fun spirit that's coming through. Okay, this is more of a mysterious card. Stable energy. We've got 8, lots of abundance, but the abundance is actually behind something that you're not sharing. So what's behind your keyhole here? It's almost like you've been peeking into another side of who you could be, who you are, who you know is connected into maybe projects or things that you're doing or wanting to do. It's an energy that is untold yet, but it's all about moving into that new doorway. So allowing yourself to step into what's on the other side of what you've been hiding. I feel like this is a lot of like hiding energy, but there's a lot of abundance behind the things that you haven't necessarily been sharing yet. This is, remember, starting off with resonance. It's less about the words that you're saying and more about the vibration that you're calling forward. So what have you been vibing on and really have been maybe reluctant to share for probably good reason? Maybe you've been connecting things behind the scenes and you're almost ready. There's a lot of abundance that is behind whatever it is that you haven't been sharing yet. Ooh, yes. So we got third eye energy that is captured here. So you've been creating something from definitely your deep sense of third eye energy from your higher self. Maybe you've been getting downloads. Maybe you've had dreams or sleep states that have been very interesting and information you feel like when you wake up that you've got. This is something that is coming from collective clarity. So tapping into what your role will be in this collective energy that has been shifting. So we have eight again, 26, card number 26, reducing down into eight. So a lot of abundance. Again, whatever it is that you're tapping into here, there is a lot of abundance that is happening for you. And it is almost ready to be seen. I think you're almost ready to share. Yeah, you're weaving something behind the scenes here. See this girl from her heart. She is weaving this really intricate sense of self exploration. And perhaps you have been deciding who you really are on an energetic level. Again, less about communicating in words and saying and action and doing, and more about what has been weaving in your heart space that is about to explode out into the world. This is an activation point for you. So you're almost there. You're sort of at the starting point of where this is about to feel like you're going to want to start talking about something recently that you've been working on, or you're going to want to start doing something towards what you've been working on energetically. And it's highly supported. Yeah, rite of a passage. So this is card number 20, reducing to two. Really stable energy. Again, a lot of duality energy coming through with this card. So think of the pendulum swing. Oftentimes we have, when it comes to change that occurs within life, we're sort of one way and then we swing really far to the other way. This is your meeting in the middle. This is about the physical sense of who you are in one sense, and then also the energetic sense of who you are in another. And all of that weaving energy is actually coming together in the center of who you are in your heart space. This is about moving past the shadows of the mind and knowing that you have the opportunity for you to actually step into everything that you want. Again, a lot of abundance on the first number of cards coming through here. This is your rite of passage, but it's not for anyone to tell you this is your right to have, this is your birthright. This is more about you deciding that you can say yes. So contemplate, where is your rite of passage? Where is the thing that you've been wanting to share? Where is your heart leading you to meet in the middle and to integrate all sides of self? Yeah, closing out a major cycle here. So, our death card is all about what is it that needs to actually completely go forever and be gone once and for all? Because on the other side of that is your palace in the sky. And the palace in the sky is more about all of the diamonds. Think about those new moon nights where the moon is not glowing very much in the sky. It's very dark, but what we get to see instead are all of the beautiful stars that illuminate around it. So you're about to see all of the beautiful stars illuminating around you as you close out a end of a cycle here. It's like let it be completely gone. And this is very connected into, there's another card in the deck here that's the let it be gone, ghosts of the past. So if there's something that's been occurring from your past that's not actually currently in your existence now, but it's been in the shadows of the mind, this is your nudge, your cue to let that be gone, because you're about to step into something that is really meant for you, is really meant for you to share. And you'll know when you feel ready. So we're going to end off on your last card here. Unexpected miracles. Yes. So moving through the smoke and mirrors of what, again, shadows of the mind, things that we sort of tell to ourselves and reflect out into the world that are really all about smoke and mirrors. It's not about truth and accuracies, it's about perceptions. So once you can move past those perceptions of the mind and contemplate what it is that you really want and where you're really going, this is a very stable energy of unexpected miracles that are coming for you on the other side of this. So, a lot of connected energies in the sense of big closing outs of cycles, moving into new eras. And I would love to hear how this resonated for you. Which pile Did you feel drawn to more than one pile? And if you're curious more about the Moon Logic deck, it is coming out soon. It will be available in not only the beautiful print with this gorgeous imagery and the guidebook along with it, with the in depth readings that go along. It's a very experiential and quite different deck than probably you've ever experienced before. I'm super incredibly excited about this. We do have it available in an app version too. So stay tuned. And if you're curious more about that, you can always get on our wait list to get the first notifications of when the deck is available. This deck was actually featured on Dragon's Den for season 18. So it is a part of the incredible episode that will be airing soon. And you'll be able to check that out in the fall season of season 18. So thank you so much for being here today. And let me know how this resonates with you. And if you are thinking about connecting any of your piles, if you actually were drawn to more than one, I'd be curious to see if the energy of one actually left off or picked up on another for you, if they felt like they actually connected into each other. So I will see you next week, Tuesday. We are live every week at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And thank you so much for being here.